Welcome to the 6-Minute English Podcast, your quick, no-fluff guide to improving your English in just minutes a day. Subscribe now and make English a part of your daily life.
Have you ever sat around a campfire, gazing at the flickering flames, and listened to someone tell a story? It's a primal human experience, isn't it? Tonight, we're going to explore why we tell stories through a short story of our own.
Yes, and it's amazing how captivated we become, hanging on to every word. Stories have this incredible power to transport us to another time and place. Our story begins in a small, remote village nestled high in the Himalayas.
Imagine a place where the air is thin and crisp, the mountains loom large, and the villagers live a simple life, deeply connected to nature. Nestled means situated comfortably or in a protected or hidden position. It's a perfect word to describe this isolated village.
Exactly. Life there revolves around the seasons, the changing weather, and the ancient traditions passed down through generations. They rely on each other for survival, living off the land in a very tight-knit community.
Tight-knit describes a group of people who are very close and supportive of each other. Think of a tightly woven piece of fabric. It's strong and holds together well. Now, in this village lived an old woman named Amma.
Amma was known throughout the village for her wisdom and her captivating storytelling. She held a special place in the community, revered for her knowledge of the past and her ability to connect people through her tales.
Revered means deeply respected and admired. She wasn't just liked, she was looked up to as a source of guidance and inspiration. Every evening, the villagers would gather around a crackling fire, eager to hear Amma's stories.
The firelight danced in their eyes, reflecting the flickering flames within the hearth of their imaginations. They were especially excited tonight because Amma had promised to tell a story about the origins of the shimmering northern lights that painted the night sky.
The northern lights, also known as the aurora borealis, are a natural phenomenon displaying a beautiful, colorful light show in the sky, typically seen in polar regions. In this village, they believed the lights held a special significance.
And that's where our story truly begins. With the villagers huddled together, the fire crackling, and Amma, her eyes twinkling with ancient wisdom, ready to share her tale of the northern lights.
So, the old woman, her name was Nana Sky, she gathered the children around the flickering fire. Flickering means, moving back and forth like a small flame. The firelight danced on their faces, eager to hear her story.
And Nana Sky, she had a story for every occasion. This night, the wind howled like a hungry wolf, so she chose a story about bravery, a story to chase away the fear.
She began, long ago, when the mountains were young. Her voice, though raspy, held a certain magic, a captivating quality that drew everyone in.
Captivating. That means it held their attention. It was fascinating. It was almost as if they couldn't look away.
Exactly. She told them of a young girl who had to journey through a dark forest to find a magical herb, an herb to heal her sick mother. An herb is like a plant, often used for medicine or cooking.
This forest was said to be filled with mischievous spirits, spirits that loved to play tricks on travelers. Mischievous means they like to cause a little trouble, but not serious harm. They're playful, in a tricky way.
The little girl, though scared, was determined. She knew her mother's life depended on her. So, armed with only a small lamp and her courage, she entered the forest.
As she walked, the trees seemed to whisper secrets, and shadows danced around her like playful ghosts. This made the forest feel alive, almost like another character in the story.
She met a talking owl, wise and old, who gave her advice. He told her the spirits could only trick those who showed fear. He warned her not to show fear and to show only courage. To be brave.
This owl, he represents wisdom and guidance. Many stories use animals to symbolize different qualities, like wisdom, strength, or cunning.
Cunning, yes, a good word. It means clever, sometimes in a tricky way. So the girl took a deep breath and continued her journey, her heart pounding but her face showing no fear.
She outsmarted the spirits with her quick thinking and bravery, eventually reaching the magical herb. The spirits, impressed by her courage, even helped her find her way back home.
And so, Nana Sky concluded her story. The children, their eyes wide with wonder, understood. Bravery, she had shown them, was not the absence of fear, but the courage to face it.
And that's the power of stories. They teach us lessons, give us courage, and help us understand the world around us, even the scary parts.
So, to quickly recap what's happened so far in our story. A young girl named Anya lives in a small village. Her grandmother, the village storyteller, has fallen ill and can no longer share the traditional tales.
Exactly, and these stories aren't just for fun. They teach important lessons about their history, their values, and how to survive in the world. They're crucial to the village's identity, you could say.
Right, and Anya, despite being shy and a bit timid, feels this deep responsibility to keep the stories alive. She's worried that if the stories are lost, a vital part of their community will disappear too. Vital means absolutely essential, by the way.
She decides to try and tell a story herself, even though public speaking terrifies her. She knows it's a daunting task. A daunting task means something that seems difficult and intimidating. But she feels she has to try.
She chooses a story about the Skyweaver, a mythical figure who creates the constellations. It's a story about courage, creativity, and the importance of connecting with nature. It's a complex story with lots of symbolism, which means hidden meanings within the story.
Now, Anya's attempt to tell the story doesn't go exactly as planned. Remember how nervous she was? She stumbles over her words, she forgets some details, and she feels like she's letting everyone down.
She gets discouraged and almost gives up entirely. She feels like a failure. The villagers, though kind, are clearly disappointed. They miss the grandmother's vibrant and captivating storytelling.
Captivating is a great word, isn't it? It means really holding someone's attention, making them completely engrossed in what you're saying. The grandmother had that special something.
Yes, and Anya feels she doesn't. But then something happens that changes everything. She looks up at the night sky, at the very constellations her story was about, and something clicks. This is where we left off last time.
So, the big question is, what will Anya do next? Will she give up on storytelling completely, or will she find a way to connect with the stories and share them with her village? Find out in the next part.
So, the old woman finally reached the center of the village. Remember, the word, center, can mean the middle point of something. In this case, the center of the village is the most important part, where everyone gathers.
And she was clutching, holding tightly, onto a small, smooth stone. Clutching means to hold something firmly, often because you're scared or worried. Think of clutching your bag tightly in a crowded place.
Exactly. She raised her hand, and the villagers hushed. Hushed means they became quiet very quickly, almost as if someone had pressed a mute button on them. Everyone wanted to hear what she had to say.
The stone, she explained, was a memory stone. It held the stories of their ancestors, their triumphs and their struggles. Ancestor refers to a person from whom you were descended, like your great-grandparents or even further back.
A powerful image, right? This idea that stories are precious, like stones, and that they connect us to the past. This brings us to the phrase, to pass down, meaning to give something to someone who is younger than you, usually within a family.
She said these stories were passed down through generations, helping them understand who they were and where they came from. Generations refers to all the people born and living at about the same time, regarded collectively.
She went on to explain that these stories weren't just entertainment. They were lessons, guides. They showed them how to live, how to love, how to face their fears.
And, most importantly, she emphasized, they reminded them that they were not alone. That others had faced similar challenges and had overcome them.
The word, emphasize, means to give special importance or prominence to something. In this case, the old woman really wanted them to understand that feeling of connection.
The villagers listened intently, captivated by her words. Captivated describes the feeling of being completely absorbed or fascinated by something, like being totally hooked on a good movie.
They understood, finally. The stories weren't just old tales. They were a map, a compass, guiding them through life's journey. Compass being both a literal tool for navigation and a metaphorical one for finding direction in life.
And journey is a word often used metaphorically to describe a significant process of change or development, not just a physical trip.
And the memory stone? Well, it wasn't just a stone. It was the embodiment of their history. Embodiment means a tangible or visible form of an idea, quality, or feeling.
It was a symbol of their shared humanity, a reminder that they were all connected by the invisible threads of story.
Okay, so let's quickly recap the story so far. Remember, this helps your listening comprehension. A young girl, Maya, loved stories. Her grandmother, a skilled storyteller, told her tales every night, filling Maya's world with magic and adventure.
Exactly. These stories weren't just for fun, though. They taught Maya important lessons about life, about being brave, and about understanding the world around her, like how to be kind and resourceful, to use your noodles, as we sometimes say, meaning to think creatively.
Right, and one day, Maya's grandmother became ill. The doctor said she needed a rare herb, the moon petal, to get better. It only grew high in the mountains, a dangerous journey.
Maya, remembering the bravery of her storybook heroes, decided to go on this quest herself. It was a difficult climb, arduous, we might say, meaning very challenging and tiring.
She faced many obstacles, didn't she? She almost fell into a ravine, a deep, narrow gorge in the mountains. And then she got lost in a dark forest.
But she remembered the clever tricks her storybook heroes used and overcame these challenges. The stories gave her courage and wisdom, the ability to make good decisions.
Absolutely. She found the moon petal, brought it back, and her grandmother recovered. The story really emphasizes how valuable stories are, not just as entertainment.
They helped Maya develop crucial life skills like problem solving and resilience, the ability to bounce back from difficult situations. The stories helped her grandmother indirectly too. It's a powerful message.
So, to reiterate, Maya's journey shows how stories can inspire us to be brave, resourceful, and resilient, just like the heroes we hear about. They prepare us for challenges in our own lives, reminding us we can overcome obstacles, just as Maya did.
And by hearing these stories, especially from loved ones, we learn about our culture, our values, and how to navigate the complexities of the world. That's why storytelling is such an essential part of being human, wouldn't you agree?
I couldn't agree more. It's a tradition passed down through generations, connecting us all. Thanks for listening to English Boost. Remember, practice a little every day and you'll see big results. See you in the next episode.